Good morning. Welcome to the Sunday edition of Eat Happy. It's sort of a lighter, softer version for some reason. I think we're easing into this Sunday. But my name's Heidi for all of you that maybe haven't seen other videos before. But make sure that you subscribe, you like, and you comment below. My kids are constantly reminding me to say that. Um, they're way better at this stuff than I am. But I thought I'd let you into my Sunday morning reflection um, because as much as Eat Happy is about like great food and fueling our body and wellness and all of that good stuff, it's also about being mindful. And so I love the early morning hours. To not necessarily sit out here all day and think, but just to sort of gather my thoughts before the day, like before I have to start responding to kids and answering questions and making breakfast and, getting into like the hands-on stuff. Um, it's really nice to and peaceful to just sit and gather my thoughts. So I'm sharing it with you. One of the things I was sitting out here reflecting on was one of my favorite conversations from the previous week with a new friend of mine, Teri, and we were talking about this whole idea of knowing that there's something more that we are sort of tasked to do in life. Like that feeling of I have more to give, more to offer. I just don't feel like I've peaked yet. I don't know if any of you can relate to that. Teri and I both have wellness backgrounds. Hers is more medical, mine's more behavioral, but we are licensed professionals, and so we were going back and forth, sort of talking about the idea and the importance of health and wellness, holistic care, and a lot of opportunity within our fields to do more with our clients and our patients, and beyond that, just people in general, right? To help people get healthy. And so it made me think of a book I read a couple of summers ago called The Life List. Definitely look it up. It's a great summer read. Like sit on the beach or sit outside. You could probably read it in a day. I don't remember the author, but what I loved about it is it's based on the whole plot of the story is based around a 9-year-old little girl's dreams that she wrote down on paper and the mother kept and tasked the adult version of the child to complete. And gosh, it became sort of emotional for me because it makes you think about like who were you at 9 or 10 years old, and like what were your dreams, like who did you think you would be, and when you think about that, then ask yourself like how close to that person are you, you know um, for instance, I remember writing this because we had a fifth grade assignment, and one of the things I remember writing is that I wanted to own a restaurant. And I had like different recipe ideas of what I would offer on my menu. And like, I really developed this whole idea. And having worked in the restaurant business, I know it's not for me. I couldn't do it. But what I can draw from that dream is I've always had sort of a passion for cooking and being in the kitchen and getting creative. It's been an outlet for me. It's something that's really like satisfying on an emotional level too. But as a child, I saw it as something that looked like fun. I enjoyed being in the kitchen and looking at cookbooks. Even as a kid, it just was my thing. Um, And so it's sort of funny because here I am having created a YouTube channel called Eat Happy. I love to, experiment with different recipes, which if you guys didn't check out the winner chickpea dinner that I did with Mads, I brought the last little bit of leftovers to the beach yesterday and made all of my friends try, and they loved it. Even my friend Matt, who's a bit of a food snob, and I say that with love because we're that close. His eyebrows went up and he was good. He liked it, and that's a compliment from Matt. So I shared the recipe and I directed him back to the whole video where we sort of laid out how easy it is to make. It was a great meal. So, and filled with really great, nutrients and things for your body. So anyway, I digress, but I go back to this whole idea of the life list, and it's funny, and I truly believe the only reason why I created this YouTube channel, because it's totally out of my comfort zone, but it was about listening to my inner being saying to me, like, Heidi, there is more, and you do love health and wellness and food and all this stuff. You have a lot of knowledge to share, and so how can you do that? And I also have a passion for helping entrepreneurs, having now, embrace this mindset, embrace the lifestyle. I love that too. And so that's part of my Eat Happy channel. I don't think I knew about entrepreneurship in that term when I was 9 years old, but I do know that I wasn't afraid of the idea of starting my own business. It didn't seem something unreasonable. And another dream that I had, and this goes back to, I was probably like 6, 7, 8 years old. I always wanted to write a book. I mean, I've loved the library for as long as I can remember. I tried to read the children's section from A to Z, and got frustrated by the fact that it was like there were new books coming in that I hadn't read that then I couldn't keep track of, and it was, there was no like digital system then. It was remember how you looked up books in like the cards, like based on the Dewey Decimal System? And this is all coming back to me, but like you pulled out the drawers and you had to like flip through and find the card that corresponded to the book, and then check the shelf to see if it was actually there or just misplaced, or, like it was so different. But I loved the library. And so now I bring my kids there once a week. We're there to do summer reading. And this whole idea of writing a book has come back into my mind. Thank you, Connie, another friend that I sort of collaborate with loosely. And, she's sparked something in me recently to get me thinking about that again. And I'm so thankful for that. And so the purpose of this video, I had to welcome you guys into all of these thoughts that are swirling around in my mind in a sort of disorganized, organized way. Because I'm sure a lot of you can relate to some of the things that I've said, right? Like the calling, the idea of something more. And so perhaps in like my ideal world, I've sparked the teeniest bit of motivation or inspiration in you, and have given you something to think about. And how absolutely perfect, because it's a new day. It's a new week, actually. It's a new month. And if you're business minded, it's also a new quarter. So good luck with that. And again, my kids tell me, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like the video. And in the comments, I want to hear, what are these dreams? What are the things that you're thinking about? Because I want to be your biggest cheerleader too. Take care.